Welcome in, you wonderful souls. I hope you are having a wonderful, fantastic day. In today's video, we're going to be doing an in-depth look at a game called Yap Yap. For those who are new to the game, Yap Yap is a co-op horror game where you and your friends are tasked with going to a rival tower and destroying all the items within. You have 3 nights in order to complete your task. And the best thing about this is that instead of collecting items, you get to use magic and spells in order to achieve your goals. When you guys load in to the map, this is what you're going to see. You have a shop over here, you have the level started over here, and then behind us we have our home base of sorts. This is what it looks like. If you walk into it, there's a downstairs and then there's an upstairs. If we take a little mosey on upstairs, we see here this is a grimoire. In this grimoire, it'll show you all the different magical spells you can do according to the one that you use. And then if you come up here, we have a nice little balcony area where you can see some instruments that you can play. Not quite sure what the instruments do, haven't really spent a lot of time with it. But then if you come down here, I'm going to show you guys probably one of the most important aspects of this game. And that is our shop. So our shop is what you see here. We have this wonderful witch lady who sells you items. So these are different wands that you can purchase, as you can see. Over here, these are items that'll help you in the level. So this is a torch, which will light your way. This is called a bottle of fairy wings, which can allow you to be revived if you were to die. And then this is another way to light up the room when you're walking through the halls, and so that's just a candelabra. And then over here are important stuff. So this is items that you can use to create potions. Now, I did not talk about potion making when I started the video because I wanted to explain it to you guys here. So if you see this magic little portal over here, if you were to go up to it and click interact, you get to come down, and this is the basement of your little hut. So I have lots of frogs here. These frogs are our friends. They provide us coins at the end of each night. And here is our brewing room. So you can make potions in this game. And the potions games are actually kind of cool. They actually can help enhance your experience. So as you can see, we have another grimoire here, and it tells you all the different potions you can make and the ingredients you need to make it. I will show you guys what potion making looks like, but I'm just going to give you a brief overview of the different potions. So you have healing, health boost, stamina, cooldown reduction, flight, invisibility, explosion, zippy, hopping, revive, and that is it. Now, again, each potion requires different items. You see them here. You can either buy them from the shop or you can find them on the level, which when I get to gameplay, you guys will see. The other important thing to note about your starting area is that there is a board here, and on this board are different tasks, additional tasks, I should say, that you can complete. So you typically get 3 per round. So every round is 3 days. You have 3 days to complete each contract. So these are just additional contracts that you can complete. As you can see, I've already done 2 of them. There is only 1 left to do. And so yeah, that's pretty much your entire base area. And this is what starts the game. You load in here, your friends will load in here. And if you're not sure how to invite your friend, you come into here, which is the main floor. You would click on this orb right here, and this orb will allow you to invite your friends, and your friends can join your lobby. The other thing to note, which I really haven't shown you guys, is down here, which leads to our potion making room through this door, is our bed. Now, it says check quota early. So if you can see in the top right hand corner, we're on night 2, and it says we have 7,137 out of 6,100. So technically we do have enough points to complete quota. So if I wanted to, I could click on the bed and complete quota. And I think I might do that to show you what that's like, but not just yet. So this allows us to end quota early. Now, as you can tell, you can go through a level and make lots of money or lots of points in order to complete quota. But again, it will vary based on the quota you're doing, which means difficulty and how many items you destroy. If you come back here, it kind of explains things to you very easily as well. So it says, use this orb to teleport to a rival wizard's tower. Use your spell, smash things, and vandalize to collect chaos essence. In the tower awaits the orb to bring you home before sunrise. Meet your quota by night 3 or be banished. So essentially, this is the entire premise of the game. And so yeah, so this is where we start. This is where things are. And in just a few moments, we're going to start talking about different wands, because I know what you guys really want to hear about is how we do spells. So hold on tight, and very shortly we're going to switch into using wands, using spells, and what that looks like. As I've stated before, what sets this game apart from others like it is that you get to use spells and magic in order to complete your task. I'm going to be joined by my wonderful friend Solar, who's going to help me demonstrate all the different ways that you can use magic and spells in order to complete our goals. Everybody, this is Solar. Say hi, Solar.
Hello, everyone. I'm Solar, and have so much fun. Aries.
With our wonderful friend Solar here, we're going to get into all the different ways that you can do magic. As you can see, there are wands, and there are different type of wands, and each one does something different. We're going to start with the most basic of wands, which is called the Wand of Wind. It literally looks like a twig, and it does spells of air. There's 3 different spells, and we're going to show each of them to you. So the first spell is called Arrow, and this spell pushes the person back, or it breaks an item. We also have another spell called
Tempest,
and this spell creates a whirlpool or like a cloud, and this can also be used to destroy items or hurt enemies, or if your friend gets caught up in it, it tosses them in the air. The last spell for the wind wand is called Updog, and essentially what it does is it gives you an extra jump boost.
Updog.
It also helps you flow down very slowly, so that means when you do jump up, you get to land where you wanna. The next one I'm going to show you guys is called the Wand of Illusion. This one has 4 different spells, and I'm going to show you a few of them, and then I'm going to have Solar show one to you guys specifically. Because it's just easier for someone else to show you. So that was the spell Shrinkana. I didn't do it purposefully, but you know, how? So the thing about this game that you have to know is that it requires your voice in order for it to work correctly. And so as you can see, every time I talk, it's picking up my voice. And so you say the spell and it does the spell. Well, sometimes you could just be talking and it'll do a spell anyway, which is what happens here. And you know what? That's kind of part of the game. So that was called Shrinkana, and essentially it's the spell of shrinking. You get to shrink your friends. So I would say it for this time, Shrinkana. And the funny thing about this is that you can also shrink enemies as a way to escape. And a little later on, I will show you what that looks like. There are 3 more spells to go through. So the first one is called Echo Me. And essentially what this does is it creates an extra one of you, which is good for distracting enemies so that it attacks the enemies. It attacks the extra you, essentially. Then there's another one called Poof Me, which turns you into an adamant object, which may or may not help a monster not attack you, but it also lets your friends carry you. And then the last spell we're gonna have Solar show you guys.
Oculus.
So essentially what this does, it gives you a 3rd eye, and you get to move around and see where things are. And so your body stands still. So while your body is vulnerable, you can get a layout of the land. And it's actually really, really cool. So this next one that we're going to show you guys is one that you kind of have to find. It's a little bit of a secret hidden gem, and there's a way to unlock it. It is called the Wand of Destruction, and it only has 1 spell. Wham Wham. Essentially, it is a big hammer, and it can launch you or a monster or an enemy away from you. And as you can see, I launched my wonderful friend Solar into the stratosphere. We have another one, so she's going to use it on me so you guys can see how far you actually fly. Go for it.
Wham wham.
Woo! Oh my god, holy shit! Yeah, as you can see, you get yeeted pretty far, which makes it very, very useful when dealing with enemies, especially the enemies that are not killable, because it will, at the very least, knock them away from you. So the next one we're going to show you guys is called the Grotesque Wand, and it literally is a yucky wand. All the spells are icky based, and you're going to see it's not the best of times. So the first one we have is called Achoo! Essentially, you throw boogers everywhere. It does slow down enemies, but it also can slow you down as well. And then one of the funniest ones with this one is called Fish Yuck. And you can turn an enemy or your friend into a fish, and you can also ride the fish. So it's multi. It's one of those fun ones where you can ride a fish, ride a friend, ride an enemy, or get away. So that's what that looks like. And then one of the last spells of this wand is probably the most disgusting, but it has two variations. So I'm gonna do the first one, and then Solar's gonna do the second one. And yes, it's gonna be exactly what you hear is exactly what the spell is. Piss yuck. Yes, I am peeing on my friend. But wait, there's more!
Dub piss yuck.
A double stream! So now you can pee twice as much.
Yay!
This is really good for one particular enemy, which is like a giant slime, which maybe you guys have seen this video, maybe you won't, but it is really funny, and it's also could be used for one of the tasks that you get, which we'll cover at a later date. So this next one is called the Wand of Telekinesis. It is exactly what it sounds like. So this first one is called Telefloat. It'll make items float for you. You can move them around. It's kind of nice. Again, most spells have a cooldown if you haven't noticed by now. The next one is called Telelock. And essentially this is a good spell for locking your friend or an enemy in place. For enemies, it helps you get away. For friends, it's fun for trolling and maybe getting them killed. Solo's going to demonstrate it on me so you can see. Let's see, I'm moving.
Telelock.
And now I'm completely stuck. Now, because I was a little bit in the air, I'm also stuck in air. So it really does just lock you in and you can't go anywhere. And then the last spell is called Teleblast. Teleblast. Which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a telekinesis blast that throws you. Your turn.
Teleblast.
Whee! Again, essentially you can use it to break items, hit enemies, or troll your friends.